Hi everybody, I hope you are well today. So I wanted to have a chit chat about procrastination. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I used to be, or I can be still, a little bit like it. You know, I have all the intention of doing something and then I start sitting on my phone or I start doing something else and everything I wanted to do just goes out the window. So I wanted to talk to you about little ways that we can do better by making sure that we get our tasks done, because once our tasks are done, then you feel a lot better in yourself, and it's just breaking that habit of procrastination. There's no other word. It's breaking habits of just sitting around doing stuff that doesn't really serve us, and we need to make sure that we are doing things that really do connect us and make us feel better about ourselves. So there's one thing that stands out in my mind that we don't get enough of, and that is sitting in the garden or taking some time out, going for walks, making sure your list is complete throughout the day. That's something that I learned from actually Mrs. Hinch, which is really a strange thing to say, but she used to always do lists, and them lists become a habit. So she was habit breaking way back 4 or 5 years ago, and she probably didn't even know she was doing it, but her list made her accountable, and obviously everyone else. And now she's got 4 million followers who all want to make lists and learn from Mrs. Hinch's old ways. Unfortunately, now she's gone so advanced that she's forgotten about the things that really mattered to her. You know, she does write lists still, but very rarely do you see them on her page. And I think for the new people coming in, they don't see that part of Mrs. Hinch, and that was the bit that captured me. It was the fact that she was ticking off lists and making her day accountable. And if you've got anxiety or ADHD or anything like that, I think it's really important to have a list. Now, I'm not so good anymore at having this because I have all my habit breaking challenges that I do myself. But if you're just starting out, I really recommend making one. It's a simple chat we're having here, and it's stuff that you probably already know, but it's just nice to have that, just that little bit of reminding that we need to sit down, work out the right lists for us as well. So don't write a mountain of lists, because that's going to make you feel overwhelmed. What you want to do is put it into 4 categories. Now, they were called the 4Ds a long time ago, and I don't know if any of you were on my Zoom calls in the past, but the 4Ds, even I can't remember them now, but I felt like that was, again, not the best way to do it. I just, you know, you can delegate, you can delete and do absolute musts. But I think it's really important to just put 5 things down, 5 major tasks down. You know, what you've got to do: hoover, clean, go out in the garden, go for a walk, do some exercise, eat healthy, whatever. 5 things that you need to do, and if they're important, like feed the dog or feed the child, you must put them down as well. But if you don't put this on your board, your whiteboard, I have one on my fridge. I always make sure that I've got my list for the week of what I've got to do, my exercises. That's something that I need to do every day except one day a week. And if I don't have that structure, I don't do it. I can talk myself out of it quite easily. It's like anything, we can talk ourselves out of it, and we've got to go beyond our mind and use our true inner self and make these things happen. So make sure you have them in the forefront of your mind so you can see them on a board, on a whiteboard, a blackboard, piece of paper, post it, because we're very good at ignoring things as well. We are our own worst enemies, and it's really important we understand that. Once we understand that we are our worst enemies, then we can work with this ego that seems to want to pull us back into not doing as much, being quite lazy, eating unhealthy and acting up. It's almost like an inner child inside of us, and we've got to tame it. We've got to make sure that it understands that it needs to nurture, it needs to grow into a healthy, integral being as well. So there's almost like you've got 2 people inside you. You know, you've got the good angel and the bad angel. We all know about this. but we've got to work together. You don't have to dismiss the naughty side, but you've got to work with it, and the naughty side has got to work with the good. You can't have it all. You just can't. It just doesn't work. Yin yang, everything is balanced. So what I think today, if you are keen to go ahead, is start maybe your habit forming challenge of writing a list, 5 items per day, writing it out and completing it, and please let me know how you get on. We are using the 30-day habit breaking challenge at the moment. I will go into this after the holiday. I'm away next week, so I'm going to start the habit breaking challenge with you a week on Monday. So not next week, the week after Monday. So I will be there with you guys starting the challenge for when I get home from my holiday, because I'm going to need it as well. So I just wanted to come on and talk about procrastination. It's really important that we work well with ourselves. And this is absolutely true with people that don't sleep as well. I sleep like a donkey these days. I used to sleep so badly when I was perimenopausal or whatever happening. I don't try not to judge my hormones. They change every day. When I was restless, shall we say, and not exercising every day, I felt like I was awake at 2 o'clock in the evening or in the morning. And also, if I've got something on my mind, I was so excited about doing a part of my website, I would get up and start doing it. Now I have learned to take my phone out of my room, turn it off at 9, and I'm asleep by 9:10. Honestly, I just whacked out, because where I've used my habit forming lists and challenges throughout the day, I am so busy throughout the day, my time slots I'm exhausted by 9 o'clock, and that's how I sleep, because I actually get everything done. So it's almost like an excitement. I get it all done. So in the morning, I get my work done from sort of 6 o'clock in the morning till 7:30. I get all my posts done, my write up of my newsletters or whatever it's got to be, canvas for Instagram. And then I get up and I make sure I know my times for my tea and my breakfast. Then I do my work. Obviously that's set out for me. Obviously you've got children and it's very random and things will have to change dramatically for you. But if you've got some sort of structure, you've got a very good chance of making habits broken very quickly. And then in the afternoon, I make sure that 2 till 4, I have meditation, and I make sure that I am out for a walk or something. And I have my lunch at some point in there as well. And then from 4 till 6, I have my husband's dinner, and I make sure I make time for him. I sit with him, we sit at the table, we talk about our day. If you haven't got a partner, that's okay. You've got a dog, you go and take it out, whatever. You know, it's not about what we have. This is about a structure. And then at 6 till 7, I will work, or I will do some planning with my business, or do a video, or whatever it takes, or my exercise for the evening, which I do most days. And then I do, I go to bed before my husband, I read, or I do an audiobook, I meditate again, and then I'm asleep by 9 o'clock, 9:15, 10 o'clock at the latest. But there's no blue light, there's no phone, because that was what was stopping me having a sleep. I was getting excited about seeing something on the internet, I was starting doing some work on my business, and I'd get excited, I'd get lots of dopamine or cortisol even in my body, my hormones would just rage, and then I'd be awake. So I make sure that I tone it all down, relax, self-care. I know that I have no children. I know it's difficult for me, for you, difficult for you more than it is for me. But we all have to make some sort of change within our structure. If we're saying we have not enough time, we're not getting enough time because we haven't built a platform. It's called time blocking. We can work on that a little bit in our Zoom calls. We can do a bit of time blocking. We can sit down and do some workshops and things like that, if you so wish. Now, if you are interested in doing some calls or webinars with me, then I will be doing them in the evening, on a Tuesday evening, and we will put some structures together to help you, because a lot of people who haven't done a habit breaking challenge and doesn't know what to do really, I will help you, because you need to learn. As I had to learn from just jumping in and learning about it, researching it, but I can teach you very quickly on how to do things efficiently and effectively without stress and anxiety. Now, it does take time. It's not an easy fix, but if you want something and you want it to work, you have to be consistent. You cannot give up after 3 weeks. This is why habit breaking takes sort of after 21 days, 30 days to even form a habit. You have to be consistent. It's taken me 75 days to get 2 exercises in a day, as I would never do it. If I didn't do the 75-day hard challenge, I wouldn't be where I am today, and that is an absolute fact. I promise you. I have lost all my anxiety and my stress and fears because of just doing a 75-day challenge. It is set in my mind. I have to do these challenges no matter what part of my day. I have to make sure they come in to it, because it makes me accountable. It makes me happy. I've lost my weight. I'm toning up. I feel happier. I'm more anxious free. I can talk to you on a video without problem. You know, it's just a completely different life. It's almost like you're reborn into an awakening. It's really unusual. And plus with my yoga meditation, that helps incredibly. And we can do some breath work and some meditation together if you so wish. So I'm going to love you and leave you thinking about your list. What are you going to do? What kind of lists are you going to do? I'd love to see your list. If you fancy putting it on Facebook, feel free to do. I know a lot of you don't interact on Facebook, but I would suggest having a go. Just introduce yourselves. You know, if you're local, then we could all meet up as well, and it would really resonate. If you're feeling lonely and anxious, and you know, some of us did get quite socially despondent in COVID times, so it's really good to get out of that. We are humans, we are people, and we need interaction for our energy flow. It's really important, and the way the world is at the moment, they're stopping us having that by using social media. So get out and meet people as well. It's very important. Have a lovely day.